Hi guys, I am so sorry I have not been on here for a while. We are still in the process of moving. It got delayed. So by the end of next month, hopefully it will have all happened by now. Oh, the 28th of February. So, um, but I've got some downtime. Thought I'd go ahead and leave a message. I have actually had a lot of people asking me, can you please post a video on how you and Richard met? And I'm like, you know what? Sure. Now I do have a list still in there that I'm going to do a video on. I'm calling it getting to know me, or FYI, or something like that. But I'm still composing that list of questions that people are asking me. So if you have anything that you'd like to know about me, please post it in the comments. And if I think it's appropriate, I will answer that question. I'm not answering any very personal questions, but if you want to know anything about me, just feel free to ask me. And I will put it on my list, and I will get to that video and finish it. So this video is actually a requested video too. And people wanted to know how Richard and I met. His actually first name is Harold, but he goes by Richard. So just to let you know. It was actually online. And I will say that, disclaimer, I do not usually agree with meeting anyone online, because you all know what happens sometimes. So unless you know how to meet someone, do not do it. But it happened to work for us. So it's back in, we've been together over 3 years, and couldn't be happier. I'm so happy. And you would think that the honeymoon period would wear off, but no, not even close. People have told me I'm glowing. He's glowing. We're just carrying on. I'm not saying that there's not day-to-day life struggles, but as adults, you handle them together. You know, it's just, our relationship is definitely a gift from God. I will say both of us have been very blessed. So with that being said, here's my story. And I'll try to get it in as in order as I can. But my life at that time was not going very well at all. I mean, I had some struggles with different things and everything. And it was around the 1st of October, 2021. Yeah, 2021. We met in person, October 30th, 2021. And for only a couple of weeks, I had my profile on Facebook dating, just for a couple of weeks. And about 2 weeks before that, before actually speaking to him, I had a feeling. I was in my bathroom. I think I was washing my face or doing my hair or something. And I had this feeling just come over me. Debbie, you're going to meet somebody. I'm like, uh-oh. You know, okay, that's okay. And I don't know, I just had that feeling. And I don't know, it was just weird. I'm just saying, it was a very strange feeling, but it was not a scary feeling. And I thought, okay, all right, I wonder who this person is. I don't go to bars. I don't really go out and do anything. I like to meet anybody. I mean, I go outside, I go shopping, and stuff like that. You know, I take the bus out to shopping or whatever, but okay, who's this person gonna be? So I guess I wasn't worried about that at the time. I thought, well, who knows who it is? So, like I said, I had my ad out for about 2 weeks just to see what would happen, because a couple of my friends told me, you know, you should do this. Just do it, you know? So I put a little generic ad on Facebook dating, a little bit about myself. And I went over there, and I had talked, just before I say this, I had talked to a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a couple of people on there that I really didn't meet in person, but just different messages and back and forth. And of course, they turned out to be, send me a dirty picture. And I'm like, I am not doing that. Okay. I'm just a little not doing that, So, and I don't want to see any of you, let's just be adults about this. I don't want to do that. So I ended up deleting a bunch of people, blocking a bunch of people. And I was actually fixing to go over and turn my profile off because I was so sick of it. And when I got there, I had a notification that said, someone named Harold Richard had sent me a notification. He sent me a like, no message, just like a like. And so I went over there and checked his profile out. I'm like, he sounds like a really nice guy, but you never know, So just as a courtesy, I sent him a generic message saying, hey, I'm Debbie. Thank you for liking my profile. If you'd like to talk with me or message me, feel free to send me a message back and we'll have a nice day, So I put it down and I went and did a few things and probably made dinner or something like that. A couple of hours later, I got a notification from the Facebook dating. And I went back over there and it was Richard, and said that, he thanked me too. And we ended up kind of chatting back and forth on that for about, I want to say about a week. I think about a week. And that over there kind of sends messages back and forth kind of slowly. It's something super slow. You can send a message like 5 minutes later, you might get the message. So we agreed that we needed to go ahead and exchange cell phone numbers and just text back and forth. So we weren't even friends on Facebook. I don't think you can be friends on Facebook with somebody. I don't know how that works, but we hadn't gotten that far yet. So we started texting back and forth on our phones. And for about a week, maybe a week and a half. And then, we agreed that, let's call each other. Well, he wants to call me. So, I don't know. I know that he made the first call. He said, I get off at work around 5:30. Can I come home and, he get his dinner eaten and then he'll call me. And so, sure. So we arranged it. And around, I'd say about 6:10 or 6:15, he called me the night that he was going to call me, that he was supposed to call me. And we probably talked about maybe 15 minutes. It was very short, very sweet, very good. And we exchanged just, hey, what do you like to do? And we had so much in common. There's so many things that I had interest in that I hadn't gotten to do yet. And like, I wanted to drone. I wanted to, play better games. Because, we both loved gaming. And droning is something that I've always been interested in. And so he has a drone. So we started talking about that. And he talked about different things, all in about 15 minutes. We talked a lot. So he goes, I really need to go. Can I call you back again tomorrow? These phone calls went on for probably maybe about a week. And every night the phone calls kind of got longer and longer, to that for about an hour. We started about an hour. The longest phone call was about an hour for him. And he says, normally I don't like talking on the phone. And he doesn't. He just does it when he has to. But we got about an hour out of the longest phone call. And it felt like about 10 minutes, but it went on for so long. And it was just so natural between us. Just like we just talked about everything. And, everything you can talk about before you meet somebody, And after about a week of that or so, timing's kind of off. Well, we agreed to go out. And I won't give all the details because there is some humor to it. But maybe one day I'll talk about the Starbucks thing. But he knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, I really don't want to give somebody my address to come and pick me up for a date. But it felt okay because of the things he told me about the job that he had before, there's no way that he would have been this dangerous person. And I won't disclose what it was, but I knew that it was okay. It felt okay. It felt safe. So we made a date. Again, it only went on for a couple of weeks maybe. We just hadn't gone on that long. And people go, well, how can you meet somebody and then get serious that quick? Well, you know what? It happens. It just happens. Okay? And we are 2 grown adults, so it happens. And on October 30th, 2021, he came to my apartment, and it was a Saturday, because he had to work Saturdays at that time. And he came to pick me up. It was shortly after noon. And there's this big tall guy at my door, and he's like, I'm a big tall guy. I don't want to scare you. I'm like, I know. How tall are you? And he says 6'6". And I'm like, wow, I love that. I really love that. And go, no, don't worry. I'm not going to be scared of that. I'll feel good about that, Came to my door, came in, we closed the door, and it just felt so natural. He, gave me a quick kiss, hello, just a quick kiss, hello. And he goes, well, you ready to go? Got the donut in the car, and yeah, sure, let's go. And it felt natural to put my arm in his arm, and he helped me walk out to the car, because I've got some knee problems, and I even had my cane with me, and he didn't even flinch at that. Put the cane in his car. Anyone that knows anything about me is I love pink, and my cane is pink when I have to use it. I got a little cute pink cane, and put the cane in his Jeep and everything, and it just felt so natural. It's like I felt like I'd known this guy forever, and I'm like, this is something I had never experienced before. I never felt this comfortable with somebody for the first time this quick. Something was different about this guy. And so we got in the Jeep, and he put me in the Jeep, closed the door, make sure I had my seatbelt on. This guy, and he still does that. And he got on his phone, got on this app, got on the Sonic app. He goes, you want a drink? Let's go get a drink from Sonic. Oh, I love their lemonade, He goes, yeah, I do it all the time. So we went to Sonic and got a drink, and we had plans to go and drone and just spend the day together, maybe have some lunch somewhere. We hadn't even discussed where. We both also discovered that we both love sushi, and that's another thing we had in common. So that's where we went for lunch, was to sushi. Our very first lunch together, meal together, was sushi. And at a place I'd never been to before. And they had wonderful sushi, and we just had a wonderful time talking. And anyway, back up a little bit. We decided we were going to go droning that day and just go find a place at the park and just go droning. And that droning never happened. We went and parked at one park, sat there and just talked with our Sonic drinks. Just talked and talked and talked and talked about everything. We went down the line about everything. I mean, there isn't anything we didn't talk about. Tears were cried. Hands were held. Our eyes looked into each other. And I just can't cry it was emotional. And a lot of things were shared that day. And we decided we're going to go drive around some more. Went to another park and just sat there and just talked and talked and talked and talked and cried and talked and cried and talked and shared things that I never shared with anybody before, but it felt so comfortable and so natural. Let me change my hands here. My arm's getting tired. Sorry about that. And it just felt so natural. And I know I keep saying that, but that's exactly how it is. And he looked at me and he said, I'm in it to win it. He said, I really like you. I go, I like you too. And he said, what do you say we try this thing out and we get a relationship going? Your pace, my pace, no expectations. Let's try this out and see where it goes. He says, I'm in it to win it. I go, you know what? This feels right. I just couldn't believe it. I just kept saying that. And so we made on our first date, we made it official. And first kiss, and that's it, first kiss, which absolutely felt like I had never had before in my life. And I was in my 50s. In my life, I've never had anyone kiss me like that. I mean, I knew it was just heart to heart. I can't explain it any better than that. It was heart to heart, true. Of course I didn't say, oh, I love you. We didn't share that. It's like we didn't say that. That's a little soon, I mean, I felt it, but I didn't say it. And we just knew that we needed to try this out. And so it got dark. Of course, we went to sushi and everything, and that day went by so fast. I didn't want it to end at all, but I knew all good things have to come to an end. And he turned back home because I had realized that I had left my patio window blinds open and the lights were on, and I'm like, anybody could just walk by and look in my apartment, Not that I was too worried about it, but I kind of was. It was dark, and I'm like, I really need to get back home. You're welcome to stay, watch some TV or whatever. But I got to get home and shut my blinds because I just didn't think about doing that before I left, and I just remembered I didn't close them. And so, that's okay. He probably stayed for about 5 minutes, and he goes, I got to go ahead and go. And he said, I'll call you later. Yeah, call me later, And he kissed me goodbye. We were in a relationship, but he was very much of a gentleman. He still is. And the most gentlest hands when he holds my hand and he lets me put my arm in me. It's just a gentleman, And I asked him, I says, who taught you to be this way? And he says, my mom. And sadly, I've never gotten to meet her because, she's no longer with us. But I do hear a lot about her. And I know that she definitely would approve of this. And so, that's how I met Richard. And we have been together for over 3 years now. And I don't care if anybody believes this or not. It doesn't matter if anybody believes it. We have never had an argument. We have never had a fight. Argument, fight, we've not done that. I'm not saying we don't agree on that we agree on everything, but we agree to disagree on things, and it's not even big things, it's just little things, because everything that we just have so much in common. We love to game. We love to drone. We love to 3D print. He got me introduced on that. I've always wanted to 3D print. Now I love it. We do that. We've got it all packed up now, so we can't do anything right now yet, but till we get to our new place, and then we'll bring out the printer, and we're going to be getting another printer to go with that printer. So we sold all the little printers. The one that we like is the one that levels itself. So anyway, I'll go into all that later. I'll probably do some videos on 3D printing too. Just to say, anyone that doesn't know what 3D printing is, there probably isn't anything you can't 3D print. we've 3D printed so many things, and there's so much more that I'm learning about it. Earrings, wall hangings. I've got, just to let you know, I've got some, they're packed up, but I've got some, the bathroom here from the house that we're moving from, the front bathroom, I had it bumblebee themed, and I love bumblebees, and so I themed it bumblebees, and I couldn't find any bumblebees hangings that I liked well enough to either. The ones I liked on Amazon, the ones that I did like were so expensive, I wasn't going to pay for that. But there were these earrings that I had that we 3D printed, and I thought these would be awesome wall hangings, but they're only about that big. I mean, that big, you know. And I went to Richard and I said, baby, do you think we can scale these up on the printer? Because these would make cool wall hangings if I can have 2 of them. And I'll have to show them on here when I get them unpacked. But they can be scaled up as big as the printer is. And the printer was just big enough to scale them up. We printed them out in gold, like honey color. And I painted the rest of it, you know, the black stripes in the eyes, and I painted them. Again, when we get them unpacked, I will put them on. I will show you that, but I don't even know what box they're in right now. But I have had so many people ask me, where did you get these things? Go, Richard painted them. He scaled them up, and I go, these are actually earrings. And they didn't know what, you know, so I got the earrings out and I showed them. See, it's just a bigger version, you know. And I have had so many compliments on them. We can probably sell them to people that want them. But we've just been so busy, we haven't gotten into the selling part about it. But we have sold a few things, but we are actually thinking about opening up a craft booth in the little town of Missouri where we're moving to. There's like a little places that you can rent a booth and stuff. So I'm thinking about after a while doing something like that. But that's in the future when we get everything settled and everything. So this wasn't a 3D printing video. This was a How I Met Richard video, but I wanted to throw that in there. But anyway, I've learned so much about it, and I'm learning every day about 3D printing. But that's one thing we have in common, and gaming, and the printer, the computer that I'm on now, he built that computer. It's a gaming computer. And that is what we have in common. Crafting we have in common. Just everything. I mean, fooding, different foods, sushi and lobster, and you know, even if we didn't, we still have a chemistry between us that nobody in my life has ever had with me. And that's it. But I don't think I left anything out that I wanted to share on here. It's over 20 minutes long, so I didn't really want to put my video that long, but when I start gabbing, I just don't know when to stop. But again, I am trying to get my videos more on here, but it's just so hard to do when you're moving and everything. And my moving did get delayed until the end of February, but I think everything's settled, and I think we're going to be doing it. So different reasons and everything, but it all worked out for the best. So it's all great. And I invite you to subscribe. And if you have anything you'd like for me to post on here, I'm just doing real life videos, nothing fancy. I'm not one to you know, go and get all gussied up and dressed up. Now, there might be some days that I am from being gone somewhere or whatever, but usually it's just me like this. That's it. So you all have a nice day, And I hope you like this video, and I know that hopefully this will give other people to inspire them to get out there and just, give your heart some trust. But use your gut instinct, use your brain. Don't be going out there just meeting anybody, because it can be dangerous, okay? Use your head. Anyway, that's the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed this story, and I tried to put it in as timely manner as I could. But again, there's a Starbucks story I do want to share with you at a later time, and it includes on how we met. So be blessed, and if you wouldn't mind dropping me a comment, say hi to me, subscribe. I am trying to get my channel up and running, and I do appreciate everybody that has subscribed and all the comments, and I'd love to hear from you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.